Hey everybody, Mackenzie Lambert here, joined by my good friend John Cleveland.
Hi everybody.
We're going to do another installment of the 2 out of 3 tenors. This one is going to be performances by children. We're going to go ahead and spotlight some of what we feel are the best acting performances by underage actors.
Yeah.
Younger than 18.
Yeah.
So I honestly have no honorable mentions. I know
I have a few.
Yeah.
I have a few.
All right. So I'll probably just go ahead and I'll shoot mine out of the way first.
Okay.
For number 10, I have a tie. It is Christina Ricci and Jimmy Workman, who respectively played Wednesday and Pugsley in the Addams Family movies.
Okay, I would definitely say no offense.
Christina Ricci, absolutely.
Yeah, no offense to Pugsley, but
Yeah.
he's and I love that movie to death. And I think everybody's on their A game, but Christina Ricci is ruling that role. I'm sorry,
but they do have a good chemistry between the two of them.
Everybody plays off each other well. There's no argument to be had, but I'm sorry, she stands alone.
Yeah. My number 9 is Chloe Grace Moretz, who played Hit Girl in Kick-Ass.
Yep. 100%. I think that I am still waiting for her career to take off. I think that unfortunately she keeps, whether by her own design or not, she keeps getting typecast into a certain kind of role that I don't think fits her very well, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I think that she's got a lot of potential ahead of her, and I can't wait for her to really sink her teeth in the next her role. Yeah.
My number 8, Natalie Portman in Leon the Professional as Matilda.
Yeah, I'm not even going to hide. That's my number 1. There's just, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She has an entire emotional spectrum that is so far beyond her age in a film that requires a lot more than a lot of people her age could provide.
Yes.
I think she should have gotten nominated for an Oscar. I really do. And her career has shown that she is a fantastic actor moving forward. But she almost, I don't want to say peaks because that doesn't sound good. It sounds like everything else is but she hits a high bar for her age in that film that is just unprecedented.
Yes. My number 7, Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone.
Yeah, he carries what at the time was the most successful film ever made on his back.
Yes.
It is entirely on his back. Now, don't get me wrong. Wet Bandits are great. John Goodman's great. The whole family's great. Catherine O'Hare's great. John Hurt's in the movie. Yeah. That's what I'll give him in that one.
I think you meant John Candy.
No, John Hurt is...
No, you said John Goodman.
Oh, so yes, I do. You're right.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, John Goodman is great.
Yes.
But yes, you're right. John Candy is great in the movie. But regardless, he really does carry the film.
Yes.
And it's impressive. It's so impressive that I followed the rest of his career. I've watched every movie he's been in, and they're all great. He really does have, a weird career, but a fun acting ability that he has grown into.
Yes. Yep. My number 6 is Ivana Baquero in Pan's Labyrinth, the little girl.
Yep, she was one of my honorable mentions. She's very, very good in a very complex and difficult thing. The language barrier does make it a little difficult for me to fully grasp all the intricacies of her performance, but yes, I expect to see great things from her in the future. Yeah.
My number 5, this is a childhood favorite of mine, Pascal Maurice and the Red Balloon, the short film. And I watched this movie religiously as a kid.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and you're right. He is very good in it. I don't do short films. I don't count short films, so I would have never chosen it. But yes, you're right. He is very good in it.
My number 4 is Angourie Rice in The Nice Guys. She is Ryan Gosling's daughter.
Yeah, no, she's great. No, she's great. She had some of the best lines in the movie, and I didn't even realize that was her in the X-Men or the Spider-Man
films. Yep.
I didn't realize until much later because she aged. I didn't also realize that it's that thing. Maybe as I grow older or whatever, that I don't realize how quickly these actors become adults.
Yes,
because I just saw her in a trailer for something. She's a little bit more adult, let's just say, not super a lot. I don't think she's doing those kind of. I'm not saying anything saucy.
Yep.
But she's definitely in a dress that is a little saucy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, you were a child. What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm an old man. I should stop saying that. But it was just surprising because she out of nowhere she's she's an adult. So,
my number 3 is Daphne King as X-23 in Logan.
Yeah, I liked Logan. I thought she was good in Logan. I don't. The role didn't require nuance. Is I guess what I'm just. I would like to see her in more things. I think she was great in the role. I don't know if I would call that good acting. So.
All right. No, but it was just one of those like visceral enjoyments. Like just seeing her tear guys apart was like absolutely enjoyable.
I would classify it more as Logan is a good film. She's okay or good in it than her being good. But I'm not going to die on this hill. Yeah.
My number 2, Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense.
Like he's not in mine, but I guarantee. Yeah, 100%. I'm not. He was the child actor in Hollywood for the longest time, like for a reason, and now his head grew and he didn't, and that's odd. I'm trying to be nice, but the kid's got a gigantic head.
Yeah.
It's weird saying the kid when he's like 30, but I think he was amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
And I think that like the fact that he has been able to continue a career is kudos for him, and I like what he's been doing more recently. I do think that like he hasn't quite found his niche per se, other than seemingly being Haley Joel Osment being a niche. But like I'm here for it.
He's actually pretty well adjusted compared to a lot of other child actors.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin, for example. Yeah.
And my number 1, for me, there's no other choice, Linda Blair in The Exorcist.
Yeah. She's not my number 1 choice, but like that movie required a lot.
What that role required from her is nothing short of amazing.
Remember, this is a movie before all the effects today. Oh, I want to see everybody's breath in the movie or the thing. Cool.
We're gonna refrigerate the entire set.
Yeah, cool. Refrigerate the set. Why? What? So it's got to be 20 in here so you can get breath. Okay, thanks.
And just the different apparatuses and makeup effects that had to be applied to her.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the scene with the crucifix, they make like she processed through that. Like that's an intense scene to go through for an actor, much less a child. So 100%.
Yes,
she is an honorable mention, only forced out by the sheer acting abilities of my top 10.
Oh, fair enough.
Trust me. Okay. Massive credit to Linda Blair for that film.
All right, so those are my selections. John, what are yours?
All right, I do have a couple, as I mentioned, honorable mentions. I won't go over any of the honorable mentions that were on your list, though, because I had a few.
Okay.
I think Anne Paquin in The Piano needs to just be talked about.
Yeah.
She won an Oscar. I mean, you have to talk about it. She's the youngest Oscar winner of all time. And I know I said I wasn't going to do that. But Macaulay Culkin just has to be acknowledged as the child actor of our generation. I think Sophia Lillis in It from 2017 did a great job, and her career is progressing. I'm interested to see where that goes. Jamie Bell and Billy Elliot needs to be talked about. I think that Henry Thomas in E.T. is worth a mention, if we're being honest. Enzo Staliola, I'm butchering that name. I'm just butchering it. I'm telling you that. From The Bicycle Thief from 1948. Or, just so we're clear, The Bicycle Thief is growing as considered one of the greatest films of all time. I having recently watched it, I get it. I understand. I don't think it's the greatest film of all time, but I get it. I understand why many consider it, and that kid is fantastic in it. And I mean, simply being in a movie considered the greatest of all time elevates you. But he really is putting in work there, and The Bicycle Thief was made in 1948, so it's not like anyone's helping him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld needs to be, I think, given some applause for True Grit. And I didn't even remember. She was so good in True Grit. In such a sort of quote-unquote iconic role that I forgot that was the same girl who ends up being in the MCU.
Yeah.
Kudos for her. Brooklyn Prince in I don't want to say a lesser known, but a more recent film, The Florida Project, with fantastic film, and she is great in it. It's an A24 movie, I think, so just be prepared to not be prepared is the best way I could explain the film. Jacob Tremblay in Room, not The Room, but just Room.
No, with Brie Larson,
with Brie Larson is great. And then my last honorable mention is Saoirse Ronan from Atonement, because she's fantastic in that.
She was also in Hannah, which was actually really good too.
She was in Hannah. She was really good. Anna Taylor-Joy, I want to give a shout out to, but technically doesn't count. In The Witch, she was 18. But man, is that movie entirely amazing because of her.
Yes.
And I mean, look at her. She's like one of the biggest stars now. So, but either way, that was my honorable mentions. Copious though they were.
I'm excited to see her as Furiosa.
Oh, 100. That trailer looks. I shared that trailer, and then somebody's like, "Oh, did you see this?" Like another trailer dropped the day. I'm like, I do not care. It will not be this cool. Like, I don't like these legacy sequel things they keep doing, and as I mentioned in a previous video we did, I did like, I mean, Fury Road is fantastic. And it's not really a legacy sequel. He's been trying to make it for so long, it just happened to be the thing. But I am so happy that after watching it, I'm like, realistically, this isn't really a Mad Max movie. He's in it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's a Furiosa movie. And now we get a Furiosa movie, and I'm super... The only thing I'm concerned by is I do not like Chris Hemsworth. I do not think he's a good actor. I am not looking forward to the fact that he's in the film as the big bad.
Oh, he's Immortan Joe?
Or no, he's a different character. Okay. But I'm not looking forward to that. With that said, I don't think he's so bad that he can't possibly make it work. I just do not... He's never been in anything good that shows his acting ability. If anything, he's ruined some films he's been in. So, unfortunately, sorry MCU fans, I think he's a horrible actor. But regardless, back to this list.
Yeah.
All right, number 10... again, I'm just going to put this across the board. I am bad with pronunciations. I'm sorry. I just am. All right, number 10 is a tie between Bill Poulter, and Will Poulter. See, I'm horrible.
Yeah.
And Bill Milner in the movie Son of Rambo, Rambow, from 2007. They're both going on to do great things currently. I mean, one of them is the MCU. He's I don't know, he's a gold guy. He's Adam Warlock.
Oh, okay.
But the movie Son of Rambo, I bought it on a limb for like $1 at a store going out of business, and I threw it in one day, and it is one of the most heartfelt, warming, fun movies about growing up as a little boy whose parents aren't really that a big a part of his life, trying to struggle with seeing movies and what it means to be not just a little boy, but in this case, British. It's fantastic. I highly suggest it. It's a great movie. With almost all the movie being children. 9, Junino Valdere, who is a ghost, and Fernando Telve, who is the main character in The Devil's Backbone. Yes.
Yep.
It's just, they're both fantastic. The movie's Guillermo del Toro's best film, by far, in my opinion. I love Hellboy. I love his work. I love Pan's Labyrinth. I love all of it. I'm sorry, Devil's Backbone is just in a different class, in my opinion. And the effects are so good.
The swimming effect out of the head.
The ghost is so fantastic. But Juno Valdere is just terrifying and also sweet as the ghost, and I love it. Number 8, Abigail Breslin in Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
And Little Miss Sunshine is one of those great movies. And I remember trying to explain to somebody who's like, it's a movie about family and how much you hate them and they'll ruin you, but you love them and they'll do anything for you. Also, you're going to cry. Just accept that.
Yep.
It's such a good movie. And she is so good in it.
Yeah, just her and Alan Arkin are so sweet together.
Oh, so sweet. And she brings a lot of emotional depth to that character, too, which I think is impressive for a girl of her age. Number 7, some of these are older ones. You can see it and you go, this kid, he's going places.
Okay.
And this is a movie that I've already said that for. I was exposed to this film at a young age, and even I could go, that kid is really good. Because I didn't even consider him a kid. I thought he was an adult. I treated him like a young adult. It's Christian Bale in Empire of the Sun.
He's
also
he did start at an early age. Yeah,
he was it's a role. He's a child, and it's a role that you're just like, this is an adult. He talks as much as the adults, talks about the adults to the adults. This kid has seen some shit. So, and again, proof that he would go on to be one of the best actors alive, in my opinion. Number 6, Salvatore Caschio in Cinema Paradiso from 1988. Which, if you love movies, you gotta love that movie.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's a rule.
Yep.
And that kid, he just loves movies, man. I don't know how to say it. It's such a... I love that movie. I think I want to rewatch it. Top 5. This one I'm going to butcher more than the rest. This is a Russian, I think. Or German. Kaleski Kravkenchkio in Come and See from 1985.
I'm kicking myself for not including that.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I am.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
If you've never seen Come and See, I'm going to tell you 2 things, and they're going to make you not want to watch it and want to watch it. It is the most brutally realistic depiction of evil you will ever see. it is also one of the most truthful and impactful war films of all time.
Yep.
I'm also letting you know it is not a happy film, because war is not happy.
No.
It's not mean malicious intentionally. It's malicious, I want to say mundanely, which is more terrifying if you ask me. Like, I'm not going to ruin anything about the film. It's set in World War II. That's all you need to know.
Yep.
Number 4. Let's turn from World War II and that kind of heaviness. Let's get to a lighter film. Jodie Foster in Taxi Driver.
Oh. If I had under my chin, I would have picked her, but just because of the context of her character, it is very
She's an underage prostitute.
Yes.
Yeah. And she acts that character well. Mm-hmm. She was asked to play a character that realistically you should not be asking anyone her age to do, and she pulls it off. I mean, Taxi Driver is considered one of the greatest films of all time,
yep.
And she's a very important part of that story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. After watching it, I thought I'd kill the president for her. But it's just the most wild thing about every time I bring up Jodie Foster, I have to bring up a man tried to kill the president because of her, because he loved her. It's wild and it has to be talked about. All right. Anyway, top 3. This is okay. So this is where you already know what my top 1 is. Mm-hmm. I told you.
Yeah.
So this is where the last surprise is.
Okay.
Top 3 is a tie, or my number 3 is a tie. It's Will Wheaton, Corey Feldman, and Jerry O'Connell in Stand By Me. I will die on this hill. Stand By is one of the best, coming of age movies of all time.
How old is River Phoenix?
You notice I didn't name.
Yeah, River? He was over 18. Oh, okay.
It was in 1986.
All right.
Their children in that movie is phenomenal, and it's all them. There is nothing about that movie that isn't them carrying it. It's a movie about children, from the standpoint of children and the stories they tell and the adventures they live in a moment in time. Mm-hmm. Stand By Me is one of my favorite films of all time. I love it. It gets better every time I watch it, and I've seen it 100 times. Number 2, River Phoenix in Stand By
Me. Okay.
He wasn't 18 yet. He was still a child, but for how good Will Wheaton, Corey Feldman, and Jerry O'Connell, and I want to make this very clear, all 3 of them are amazing in that movie. Corey Feldman is doing the best work of his entire career, which, when he was doing good work, was amazing.
Yeah.
River Phoenix is on a different level. It's that thing. That movie is maybe the first movie that showed me the difference between amazing, one of a kind, lightning in a bottle, perfect actor, perfect role, perfect script, versus good actors doing good in their roles that make it work. Everybody in that movie makes it work, and they're very good. River Phoenix is, and I'm not giving him more things than he was worth. I'm not prescribing things. He wasn't amazing in the beginning of Indiana Jones. He's in a minute. People oh my God, he's been so amazing. He's in a minute of the movie. Calm down. He is phenomenal as that kid that doesn't listen, and he's from the wrong side of the tracks, and he's going to end up and fuck his life up, and he's going to ruin everything. He's going to probably go to jail, but he's not doing it because he wants to. He's doing it because he has to. Mm-hmm. And he pulls all of that out of a kid who's 15 or 16. And I don't even think his characters are maybe even that old in that movie. And he's able to project it in a way that is just profound. It really does make me go back and be I get why Brando and James Dean, specifically James Dean, there's a lot of parallels between River Phoenix and James Dean. I get it now. I get it. Mm-hmm. I get, after watching a bunch of older movies and then seeing Brando going, this is revolutionary. This elevates the form of acting. Mm-hmm. And I get where when I first saw River Phoenix, I get where that was that to me. It was this man he's taken the art form to a higher level, and he's 15 or 16 or whatever it was, his child. It's amazing. So, and number 1, like I said, the only person to top River, in my opinion, is Natalie Portman, and as we've mentioned, in La Professional, because that movie is just phenomenal, and it's the play between her and the assassin,
Jean Reno.
Reno, It's just a great film. So, But yeah, so that's my top 10.
Yeah, solid choices.
Yeah.
Good stuff all around. So yeah, those were our selections for the best child performances. Feel free to share yours in the comments below.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be hundreds of missed.
Yeah, but I'm still kicking myself over Come and See, because that's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's such a good film.
Mm-hmm. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This is Mackenzie Lambert.
And John Cleveland.
Have a good night, folks.
Bye.